What's up everybody, it's Elliot from Elliot Exclusive, and hey, today I'm going to take you on an adventure. I'm going to a friend's house and he wants me to fit a couple different dash cameras in his car. So I think we have a Volkswagen Caddy, a Peugeot van, and a Pathfinder. But since I'm going to be doing mobile today, I just want to show you guys kind of my process of how I think about things and really what it takes to do it where you're on a professional level. Okay, so when I'm loading up, I kind of go through the process of what I need. So whatever I'm going to be working on that day, you know, if it's going to include wires. So for example, dash camera, what do I need? Well, I need some cigarette plugs. So I make sure I have the cigarette plugs. It's going to need wiring, so I have the wiring. Make sure I have all my basic tools. But the way I have it set up is pretty much I have everything in containers and they're all labeled. So it gives me the ability to find stuff quickly, because that's the whole name of the game here. It's important because if you can start organizing now, and even just little things, man, it'll save you a ton of time later because you're not searching for stuff, you know exactly where it is. And when it comes down to it, time is money. So the more you can take the time and organize it the first time, you'll have a system in order that's gonna help you succeed. And this is kind of my layout. This has been refined over years and whatnot, but I want to show you guys exactly kind of how I do things. Okay, so starting on the left, this is all my wiring. So I have my 4 gauge, my 8 gauge wire, my primary wires, different colors. I have constant accessory ground, remote wire. I have all my 4-core speaker wires. I have my red and black. I have pretty much everything I need for wiring. In the containers here, these are all my loose RCA cables and wires. This is my tape, paint, and glue. I have my foam and extra consumables, belt sander, nutsert, drill bits, relays, resistors, LED lights, switches, and some other stuff. And this one here I have my antenna plugs, harnesses, SIG plugs, RCA splitters, aux cables, spacers, line out converters, 12-volt USB accessories, loom, carpet. This is my other kind of toolbox. I have my Dremel, my soldering station. I have a couple Dremels in there. Drill bits, Allen keys, radio keys, blades, lighters, solder, pretty much all the stuff you can possibly use. Here I have this is my main toolbox. So I have socket set, zip ties, wire cutters, strippers, crimpers, Torx, headlamps, pretty much anything you could possibly use for removable panel tools, files, pretty much all that stuff there. Here's the container of connectors. I don't use a whole lot because I solder pretty much everything, but it's there in case I need it. Here I have fuses. I have wiring. Sorry, fuses. I have screws, grommets, tons of stuff there. I also got my mat. So this is great for kneeling down, standing on. It's extreme standing mat is what it is. Arriving to our destination. So hopefully this shouldn't take me too long. We'll see, but it's a beautiful day, so I don't mind being outside and enjoying this nice weather. We got all 3 rigs right there and ready to go. So I'm just gonna back right in. All right, so we just got the location. Now I'm gonna be doing 3 cars with 3 dash cameras. So we got the Peugeot van, which is right there, the Caddy van, and then we have the Pathfinder right there. So I'm gonna give you guys a close-up look of what we're gonna do and take it from there. All right, guys, so this is my buddy Chris. We're doing a few dash cameras in 3 of his vehicles, and you want to explain why, or you know?
Yeah, dash cameras are the latest technology, and it's good to protect your vehicles against accidents. And
yeah.
as a busy business, I don't have time to have the hassle of insurance claims. So
sure.
Having the dash cam is the peace of mind that we need.
Yeah, so we've got a few, what are they called, Capture,
yeah.
Yeah, Capture, so it's an Australian brand, is it?
I think so,
sell
yeah.
locally, okay, yeah.
And you just use your iPhone or Android,
okay.
An application on it. It records your GPS position and your speed and obviously the footage.
Yeah, and so can you actually log in through Wi-Fi?
Through Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It's fairly simple to install, but I would recommend a professional installation.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the peace of mind.
Right, I'm just about to start the dash cam here in this Volkswagen. I'm gonna kind of just give you the run through of what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna be mounting it to the side right here. We'll have it hidden behind the mirror so you don't even see it. Because the whole idea of why you're driving, if you can just not look at the camera, not see it, it's less distracting. Also, it just looks better. So I'm gonna run that up here, and then we're gonna go try to find that wire. So it gives you this nice little slider piece, and this is what's gonna go to the mount to the window. So typically I'm gonna kind of go and we would put it up underneath here. And it's central. It has quite a wide angle, so you don't have to have it perfectly in the center. But here, if you're looking at it, so if you're looking at, let's say you're driving, you're not even gonna see that. And I think that's the brilliant part about it. It's just out of sight, out of mind, yet it's recording all the time. So I think that's really important, and it just looks clean. So this also has a GPS antenna. So we'll set that up next to it. So you have your GPS, you have your wiring for that, and then the dash camera. So one important thing as well, before you stick this to the windscreen or windshield, you want to make sure either to use alcohol, or you can use a microfiber rag. That works really well, but alcohol just ensures that it's really, really clean. So get that nice and clean. Now we're going to apply the sticky part to this dash cam. I like to leave it on here first, but always try to make it level as possible. I always go to the front as well to see if it looks like it's in the right spot. Yep, so that looks right on target. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press this down. So notice it's mounted up there. It looks level with the lines, and this just goes on, slides in, and then the wire will run up, and that's recording forward. So it's nice to give you the GPS antenna further away from this, so you can actually mount it, and it's gonna hit closer to that corner. So that's quite nice. So this GPS wire isn't quite long enough, so I think to hit that corner, it's just gonna look funny right there. So I think I'm gonna actually put this in the center and just change it up a little bit. All right, so this is what I've decided to do. So we have the dash cam there, and we've mounted the GPS antenna right up there because it would only reach to about here, and I decided, man, that's gonna look tacky. So I put it right in the center. And here's the cable right here wrapped around. I've also wrapped that in cloth tape and just made it look a little bit prettier. So a lot of times too, you want to make sure to check these clips when you pop off these trim panels. Same with floor panels and things like that, but there's been 2 that's came out. I'm just going to use my other tool here and just pop out this guy. So oftentimes when they've been taken off, it'll happen, or even just through the process of you trying to pull it apart. So now that wire's zip tied up, ran down, everything's done on that section. So now I'm going to move down and around and try to find an accessory wire for this. This is constant power, so I can't use that. And unfortunately, both of these are constant power as well, so I can't tap into that. I was hoping one of them would be accessories, so now I have to go to the fuse box. Okay, so I've ran the wire through right there, and now I have to go to the fuse box and find an accessory feed so I can have that switch on and off with the ignition. Alright, I've managed to find an accessory wire. So if we just watch the voltage there, turn that guy on, it's about 10, and then we'll start it up. And it will jump up to about 13. So So that is just perfect for our dash cam. All right, I found the accessory feed. So we got the ground, we got the connection looking as factory as possible. Got it all loomed up. Now, one thing I want to stress is to always fuse it. You always want to fuse a cigarette lighter when tapping into a power source that you're not 100% sure of what it is. That's extremely important. And if it was a really thin wire, I typically run a relay. But given the size thickness, it was probably a 12 gauge wire. So usually that's sufficient enough to give me the current that I need. It's going to be pulling pretty little, but at the same time, it's always good to be safe. So this is going to go up under here, and then from there, that's going to be all tucked away. Everything is all tied up. So I have the cigarette plug right up there. That is the USB plugged in going to the dash camera, and that's the excess wiring. But I try to make everything accessible, so people need to remove things and do things themselves. They can, or if somebody else looks in the car, they know exactly what they're looking at and what's going down. So I think that's extremely important. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good, and the camera's set up. So time to move to the next car. All right, we're now off to start on the Peugeot van. All right, so same concept's gonna apply with this one. It's gonna be a similar vehicle in the layout. It's a European. So we're gonna put the same camera. We have the existing one now we're gonna take out, and we're gonna run this all along down here. Same thing, pull that out, and I'm hoping we can find an accessory feed somewhere else, and it looks like we will be on this vehicle. Alright, so what I've decided to do is to actually go down the right side instead of the left, because that's where the wire is already running from the old camera. I'm going to remove that anyway, so it makes sense just to go down that same side. Then I can just trace it back to where that accessory power feed is going to be coming from. So hopefully it's going to be pretty straightforward. I've been pulling stuff apart, still trying to trace where it's coming from so I can get wired up behind the radio, and that's some sort of similarity, so we're going to find out. Alright, so this one's going to be similar. We're going that same spot. We'll do the GPS right up on the top there, and we should be all good to go. And I'll just run everything down this path, back and around, and follow wherever that's going. Man, Chris just brought me this awesome place of Mediterranean food. I mean, this stuff is just amazing. I just took 2 bites, and it tastes like restaurant quality. This is unreal. So it's great to have people that are so helpful and giving when you're starving and in need, and they didn't even know it. It's fantastic. All right, so I've gotten everything mounted there. That paneling's all put back together. All right, so this van is all complete. I ended up going behind the stereo for the accessory wires. There's already a bunch of stuff going back there, and that's where everything led. So all the paneling's put back together, all that. And the camera in itself is looking up there, looking real nice and pretty. The GPS antenna is right there. Like I said, everything's hidden away. So when the key turns on, that turns on and off. But yeah, time to hit the next one. It looks like a black view. It's just nice and tucked away. Real clean. You can hardly tell it's there. So now back to the Pathfinder. Well, the sun is going down, and we're about to finish this last dash cam. I've just finished the Pathfinder. It's getting dark on me. It's taking a bit longer because I've been trying to film and do a bunch of other things along the way. But hopefully the video will turn out alright and you guys will enjoy it. So anyway, we'll check in here when I get back home to unpack. Alright guys, so I made it back yesterday. I ended up being a little bit late by the time I got back. Or not late, but it was dark out. It's been getting dark about 5:30. But the job all ended up sweet. All the cars worked well. He was happy. If you guys liked the video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. But also if there's something you want to see specifically, let me know, because I'm just getting into this. I'm just new as far as what content I'm going to be putting out there. But I'm trying to give you a part of how I think, how the process goes. So if you guys want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Also check me out on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.